sign language when I was in grade school. Don't remember much of it, but what I do remember is the alphabet. I can sign the alphabet, so if worse comes to worse, I could communicate with somebody, but not very well. And then, there's people that choose to do it for a living. They go to school. You can get a 2-year bachelor degree, a 4-year, or a 2-year associate degree, a 4-year bachelor's degree, or even go further and get your master's degree and get many, many jobs doing signing. Hurricane, and he got picked up for national television on the Jimmy Kimmel show for being charismatic, and you can make a good living at that and be on the monologue.
The iPhone 10 comes with everything the iPhone has, but it also includes an amazing new feature that takes $300 more out of your checking account.
Or you can go viral for interpreting a rap concert for a world famous rapper like Waka Flocka Flame, like this one lady did. She went viral. Someone recorded Waka interacting with her. I don't know what their music is talking about, but apparently, she's pretty good at what she does. So, what if you don't want to go to school and you just want to do this anyway? What's to stop you? Well, apparently nothing, because this is a phenomenon that's happening, and we have prime example number one of this lady right here. Now, this lady is accused of signing just complete gibberish when talking to Florida police announcing an arrest in Tampa of a serial killing. Standing off to the side, apparently translating every word. This woman is just signing apparently complete gibberish, it turns out. Most of the sign language is just complete gibberish. She waved her arms around like she was singing jingle bells, one person said. This woman, identified as Derma Roberts, has a string of arrests for fraud, apparently. So how did she become the translator? Well, spokesperson Steve Henley of Tampa Public Information Officer says, we didn't call for one, man, but we need one. So let's hire anyway, We need one. Said she just showed up out of the blue and offered services. When asked if she appeared to know what she was doing, he said, to an untrained eye, yeah. Well, of course, to an untrained eye. Yeah, so apparently this isn't even the first time it's happened in the state of Florida. But this guy's solution to it not happening again is just not hiring this woman again. But as we said, it happened in Florida again before, and which brings us to this gentleman. Marshall Green, seen here at a press conference for Hurricane Irma, signing complete gibberish. Words like pizza, monsters, help you at that time to bear hug. One deaf lady said, this is outrageous. Man, these people are playing in the minor leagues when it comes to this guy. This guy takes the cake. I mean, he stepped it up to a whole new level. This man, Tom G, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, an African man who was hired to do the sign language interpretation for the Nelson Mandela welcome home ceremony. And I say that this takes the cake because, man, this dude got close to all of the major players in the world. Everybody was there. Presidents from different countries, even ours. Barack Obama was there. He was standing right next to Barack Obama. And so funny because this news station did an interview with a deaf woman who knows sign language, and they asked her, "What is this man saying in when he's signing?" And you gotta listen to this lady. This lady is comical when she is talking about this man, this expert uh, sign language interpreter who got the job for the Nelson Mandela memorial welcome home thing. Like these huge, like diplomats are there. Our president is there, and this is what this lady has to say about what he is saying. You got to take a look.
Memorial host Cyril Ramaphosa.
Let's see what you think the interpreter is saying.
They have been honoring and remembering the memory of Nelson Mandela since he passed away. We applaud you and thank you for that.
I have no idea.
Nothing at all?
Absolutely
Not
nothing.
one word?
President,
Nope.
So it's just complete rubbish.
From all
Yes.
corners of the world.
It's like in a spoken language, you would say gibberish.
Gibberish.
It's exactly the same as gibberish.
Okay.
Talking nonsense.
You never
He
recognized.
keeps doing this funny sign, these signs, and there's no linguistic sense there at all.
But this apparently unregistered and so far unnamed sign interpreter has been used by the ANC before, at least twice, here interpreting for President Zuma, singing at the ANC's 100th birthday last January.
And the deaf community has complained about him previously and said that he's terrible. But the problem is that the government has ignored those complaints. So the worst thing is that this whole issue could have been avoided if they'd listened previously, because the deaf South Africans have complained. It could have been a little local problem that we could have solved, but now it's become a big global issue.
Well, I say it takes the cake because of the reason that this guy said that his interpretation was off, or when caught in other videos, why it's off. And what he has to say is pretty alarming. Because if he's around this many important people and this is the reason that he's given that he messed up, it's quite alarming.
Bombshell.
Me, I'm suffering from schizophrenic, which is controllable. I'm under a treatment positively in Streckfontein Hospital in Krugersdorp, right in South Africa.
He told the Johannesburg Star newspaper that during the ceremony he was hallucinating, hearing voices in his head, and armed.
Could he have been a threat to the president? He was in close enough proximity that he could have reached out and touched the president.
The Secret Service relied on the host country to vet everyone on the podium before the event. Former Secret Service official John Tomlinson says if this had been in the U.S., the Secret Service would have likely prevented Jomke from getting close to the president. But another big concern, that this interpreter grew irritated when asked to show off his sign language skills to CNN's David McKenzie.
Do you want to me what? Do you want me? They call media call me a security threat. You want me to call me what?
No, I'm just asking if you can show me some of the signs.
No, let's be realistic.
I mean, homeboy lying, because when the interviewer guy asked him, can you just display some of the sign language skills that you have to demonstrate that you at least do know some sign language? He got upset. He told him that he wasn't going to do none of that and that it was ridiculous and all that. It's just a simple ask you to just demonstrate the skills that you say you have. That'd be like me going, man, I can throw 100 miles an hour, but don't ask me to do it. That's just ridiculous to ask me. How come you don't believe me? But I mean, I say it's just crazy because this dude, if he's suffering from schizophrenia, how is he even close to that many important people? Like they said, man, if this happened in the US, if this was in the US, no way he would be allowed to be that close. But apparently in other countries, they just roll with whoever says that they can do whatever. And it was apparent, they said, within the first couple minutes of the broadcast, people were commenting that, like, hey, this dude don't know what he's talking about. Like, he's just signing gibberish. And apparently, he's been hired many times, but won't display his abilities to sign. I mean, it's not like it's his job or anything. So how dare you ask him? And just goes to show that, hell, man, they'll hire, if you have a good enough mouthpiece to get yourself in the door, man, you can talk anybody almost into anything, it seems like, especially if you're from Florida. I don't want to have to tell you, man, what Uncle Charlemagne always had to say about the great state of Florida, but just watch Breakfast Club or Donkey of the Day on his internet show that he has. Because Florida takes the cake 11 times out of 10 for the best news in the world. They and they have, well, from my research, the most interpreters that were fake that I found. So yeah, it brings us to our conclusion to this crazy phenomenon about people who love to fake what they do for a living and the dumb people who hire them to do it. And until next time, Sandy Image Productions